here to introduce to you the Better.com World Cup series, and I've got a few of my colleagues who are going to talk to us about the World Cup. They're going to do previews, reviews, everything to do with it, the World Cup this year. So it's the 19th World Cup. It's the first held in South Africa, and we've got 25 days to go. So next week we've got the friendly between the Mexico and England teams. Any predictions?
Well, obviously in these kind of pre-tournament friendlies, it's a lot more about kind of getting the team gelling together than the actual result. For England, it's a good chance for them to get kind of the team that Capello wants to start the first World Cup game, and England probably should win, being at home.
Yeah, it's quite a big game for Fabio Capello and his men, and I think England will be expected to run out and win this game. But I mean, you can never tell with the Mexicans. They're quite a tricky bunch, and they're always at the World Cup, so they might give them quite a good test.
Okay, and Spain, it's the favourite to win at the moment for this year's World Cup. Do you think they stand a good chance, or have you got a top three that you think might win it?
I think Spain are definitely considered the favourites, for good reason as well. They've got so many world-class players in their ranks. But I think the likes of Brazil, perhaps even Argentina, I know they didn't have a great qualifying campaign, but I think they'll be there. They've got the players, they've got likes of Lionel Messi in their ranks.
And they've got Maradona.
Maradona as coach as well, yeah. A bit of a controversial figure, but I think those would be the three we're looking at.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Spain have got to be the favourites overwhelmingly. Some of the players they've got available to choose from. Holland I've made a mention for as well. Holland are a good side, perhaps not really fancied by many people, and of course England as well, really.
Yeah, true. And Australia put on quite a good performance in the last tournament. What do you think they stand any chance of getting close?
Not of winning it.
No.
Maybe they can get perhaps through to the quarterfinals, perhaps, but
they've not quite got the players there.
No,
to kind of push on and win the actual tournament itself.
Right. Okay, so top goal scorers. Who do you reckon?
The usual suspects, really. People like David Villa from Spain, Fernando Torres, Wayne Rooney's obviously in fantastic form. You look at kind of some of the older players, perhaps closer, from Germany, who's always scoring goals in World Cups. Messi, I'm just going to name everybody now. So.
Also, yeah, like Brazil, because they always score goals. You've got Luis Fabiano up front, who's had a great season with Sevilla, and I think he might be a good shout for the top scorer.
Okay. So, do you think the altitude and the weather and everything that's different about South Africa is going to have an effect on all these players, or?
I think it could have a good effect actually, because at most World Cups, like the heat has an issue and a lot of players get tired easily. But because it's cool, especially like the European players, it'll suit them down to the ground, and they'll be they'll be able to go for the 90 minutes even after massive long seasons that they've had with their clubs. I think it could help them.
I think it's going to make for better games, isn't it? Because as you know, the heat can kind of really make the players kind of struggle sometimes. Whereas with this, it's colder. It's not as kind of, the heat isn't in the faces all the time, so it might make for more open attacking matches, which is obviously good.
Be more like an English summer, do you think, over there?
The rain, basically. Yeah,
lots of rain.
So obviously it's in South Africa, which is the first African World Cup, and it's going to be a very kind of African affair. There was a lot of kind of talk about the horns and things like that, which.
That's true, exactly. The horns. They're saying they might have to think of new communication strategies. What's all that about?
During the Confederations Cup last year, they had the vuvuzelas. That's what they called these horn things, and a lot of players complained about them. But then FIFA just said it's part of their heritage, part of their culture, and you've got to keep them really understandable.
The noise is strong though. You'll hear it in the matches. It's kind of just about like a million angry bees on the side of the pitch. It's bizarre, but it's great. It's kind of a completely African thing, and it's their World Cup, so let them let them enjoy it.
Absolutely. And the ash cloud. Do you think the European team's going to have difficulty getting out? And
well, it's obviously got to wait and see with that one, haven't you?
Yeah.
But it's already affected lots of different sports teams during when it was at its height a few weeks ago. Maybe teams have to look at it, change their preparations, perhaps. Obviously, it's a wait and see on that one.
Yeah, a lot of as we saw in the Europa League, like a lot of teams travelling by coach to like Spain, these sort of countries.
You can't travel by coach to South Africa though.
No, so
might be a few
coaches and boats and planes, and who knows how to get there, but you have to make their own way there.
That's true. Okay, so that's great. That's the good preview for the World Cup, and we've got lots more to come. We're going to do previews and reviews of every single tournament. So that's great. We've got all our colleagues coming in. So thank you first of all, Rob and Mark, for starting kicking it all off.
Hmm.